Hey everybody, welcome to Beyond the Controller's Game of the Week, where we highlight, play, and review a variety of games across all genres. I'm Gladys, and joining me as always is Cryptic Panther. We're also joined by two guests today, doing work and doing school. This week we play a different kind of prison survival game, where you can fight zombies, wear bear heads, and craft dozens of items to help you fight and survive. This week we're playing SCUM.
Time to play the game!
Yeah, I'm launching into the game world here now.
Popping in now.
I'm in the game world.
So I guess we want to make knife, make spears, and then immediately start beelining for each other.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that is exactly what we should do.
I'm gonna strip naked and run through the woods.
Panther faked us out. He's the only one not playing in concealed mode.
Oh my god!
All right,
I'm so angry.
I'm at A2, right, almost just to the right of A1, inside of A2. Well, not right. I'm close to A1, but probably 2 arrow grids away from A1.
Oh, crap! All right.
I'm in C1, almost at the drop in D1.
Shit.
I guess the question is, where do we want to meet?
I'm thinking dead center, where B2, B3, C3, and C2 all meet.
Works for me.
Okay. Well, I made my shit, so I'm gonna start running as fast as I can in that direction.
How do you make shit?
So look down at the ground first, and you'll see a prompt for search for rocks.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay. So then hit tab. That brings up like your menus. Up on the very top center, number 1 is inventory, 2 is crafting, 3 is metabolism. Go to 2.
Yep.
On the right upper corner is the tools and weapons slot. You should see stone knife as the first option. If it's a completely gray square, you are able to make it. You have the ingredients and skills required. If it's red, you have nothing required. If it's yellow, you have some of the things required. So click stone knife, and then on the bottom right corner, hit craft.
Alright, got that.
Okay. Next, you're trying to find a big bush that you can go up to, and it'll prompt you... Oh, wait, hang on. Pick up the knife first. It's a little wonky like that. When you craft something, it doesn't automatically give it to you. You have to pick it up. But then you're going to try to find a big bush to go up to and cut. That'll give you some sticks to work with crafting. I found a cornfield.
Nice. Put some in your pants.
Yep. Yeah, I'll have you dig it out when we meet up.
Don't worry, I already have, I got my hands lubed up. Are you serious, game? 2 fucking bushes. And there's not a fucking big bush in my area at all here. Come on, game. Don't do me dirty.
Don't do me like that.
Come on, baby, baby. Don't be a scumbag.
There's a robot looking at me.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
That's
get
back.
away from them.
Run the fuck away from them. They'll kill you.
Like a floating one?
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's just the camera. That's just the camera.
Yeah, we're on a game show, so it watches you.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Oh, I found some olives. Nice.
Right
Some olives.
there.
So we're going to B2?
The top left corner of B2, dead center of the map.
We're on the spoof of the Hunger Games.
Pretty much.
First time I ever found an olive tree.
Woman. You'll be happy to know that.
Oh no, it's a bear!
Kill it.
Fuck!
Get it to chase you to buy a fence and then kill it.
I
with
would.
the fence.
I would not attempt to fuck it.
He just
I would attempt to kill it.
planted my ass.
Oh no, are you dead?
I was like, what is that sound? No, he just knocked me down.
Oh.
But did you get back up again? Because he's never gonna keep you down.
He's never gonna keep me down.
There's some really tall, weird fucking trees in this area.
Panther's just sightseeing.
No, I'm looking at it.
It's gonna roll up on a Segway. What's up, guys?
some Crocs in my
Check the street
underwear.
out that I just saw.
Where are your binoculars at?
I took a picture of the tree, guys. Take a look. I gotta lay down. My dude's just haggard to fuck.
Wait, how do you
His
lay
camera
down?
out of the waistband.
X, man, go prone. Heart rate,
Oh.
heart rate 192. My dude's about to have a fucking massive coronary here.
197.
Croucher laying down helps your stamina come back faster, I find.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to get to a bridge so I don't get hypothermia crossing this river.
Oh, what's this?
Oh my god.
Oh, it's a donkey. I can't kill a donkey.
She can get that meat.
Well, I got no ways to put it anyways. I don't know if I can
In
kill
your
it.
stomach? Shit.
I don't know if I can kill a donkey, guys. I don't know. I don't know if I can.
You want me to do it?
Yo, there's cactus in this game. It's cool.
What?
Is there?
Yeah, I just saw some on the ground.
Huh.
I took a look at it on the recording.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to do it, I guess, because I'm gonna need food.
Yeah, my dude's already complaining he's fucking hungry.
Yeah, I ate a ton of corn before I moved on. Oh, you know it.
Well, if anyone finds a 357, I got some bullets.
Damn.
He's got
I
fucking donkey. He's
speared,
got
I
two.
speared this puppet.
He's got 2 fucking spears in him. He should fucking bleed out. Alright, I'm gonna punch him to death. Oh, I one hit fucking killed the donkey, man. I feel so bad. Chop. Yeah. I took an injury from him too, like he kind of charged at me as I punched him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Something cut up my
I'm eating a entire spice mix.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
The cinnamon challenge?
Yeah. But 50% consumption, and it's giving me 11% in my stomach. Do not recommend.
Your dude's gonna just be shitting fucking hot fire later.
Oh man, that would be so cool. I hope I can hold it till I get to one of you assholes.
He's running up. Wait, guys! Just fucking
What's up, fellas?
splatter all over the fucking
You'll
ground.
see in that George Carlin clip where he goes, I know things you never see. You never see a man taking a shit while running at full speed.
Yeah, you can't even do that in this game. I
That guy's wearing a watch.
I was wondering, my guy was like tripping out. I was like, why is my guy ripping his pants down? Like, he doesn't, like, he's 30% cone volume. He's like, fucking just cakes the floor. And he stands up and he wipes his brow, like, whew.
Glad that's over.
I was like, okay, I was able to get that.
I'm making
Look at my
a
ass.
courier backpack from this puppet that I killed.
Yeah, well, I haven't got a puppet, so I gotta have to make
Yeah.
one of my.
Yeah,
my
work.
shirt,
If you
I
can
guess.
separate one of those, you can make a sling backpack.
What's that?
If you can separate a puppet and kill him, you can cut his clothes into rags and make a little sling backpack.
Oh yeah. Found a jacket, so that's cool. What else we got?
Yeah, where you at, dog? I'm in the road. Square up.
Like, what the fuck was that?
If I somehow manage to find a 9mm pistol before I
Oh, I got a metal
encounter
baseball
anyone,
bat.
I'm gonna clonk the shit out of you.
I'm going to let all hell break loose. Oh, I see the cornfield you were talking about now.
You, because I'm just now getting over here, so I don't know how you see
Oh,
it. I'm
man.
on the main road.
I see a cornfield, a yellow one.
Yep.
North of
Where
there.
are you at, dog? I'm in the
About to
road.
go
Square
down,
up.
boys.
No, I'm in the town.
Okay, I'm coming from the tower. You can't miss me. I got
I got a metal
jacket.
baseball bat. It says
I'm gonna
number
bonk
one
the
on it.
shit out of you. Now, I want you to know that I watched 2 of the World
Oh,
Series
man.
games.
I'm on the
this
main
year.
road.
And with this bat, the yellow one,
Grass, grass,
Yep.
bro.
north of town,
Where you at?
I'm coming. I got my stamina build up before I clonk the shit out of you.
You guys are one of the only usable footage at all this.
Well, no, he's not recording.
You're gonna have the only usable footage at all this. Need some red mushrooms.
All right.
Making sure he
Turn
doesn't
around.
pop up out of the ground. Oh, there he is. All right, dog.
Wait, throw me something so I can hit it. Where the fuck did you get a shotgun? What the hell?
Square up, homie. There we go.
Guys fighting.
Yeah. Oh,
Are these hits even like counting?
oh, yo, they're counting on you, dude.
Kurt, you're gonna kill me. She's not gonna be anywhere near you when you spawn.
Yeah. Where you at? Where you at? What? What?
Yeah, I
It's
wish
over,
they make.
it's over,
I wish
Anakin.
they-
I have the high.
I wish they do something with this. They change the spawn system so when you play with friends, you can actually spawn
Don't try
with
it.
your friends.
Well, you don't start
Yeah.
off as friends. You start off.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You should.
Oh
be
wait,
able
you want to
do
squad
it.
up before we kill each other?
What?
Let's squad up before we kill each other.
Okay, drop your bat and I'll squat up. Oh no! I got a shit. I got explosive diarrhea.
He just got clonked in the head while he's shitting. Oh.
Some would say that he literally beat the shit out of you.
Dude, there's like blood and diarrhea mixed in over here, dude. Oh shit. Are you joking? I mean, are my hits gonna count? Are these hits gonna count?
I'm at the yellow road just under the B2.
How much health do you have?
I'm right
Higher than
against
you,
the
bro.
border. The border, almost against the border.
Yeah!
Wow, so you clipped through the car with this thing? What kind of bullshit, bro? I have a 10-point negative fame penalty. Suck my ass. Let me spawn in.
You just got worked over. Oh man, I looted all your shit and I just see your censored, blurred ass on top of this car now.
Someone explained to me how I'm swinging the baseball bat like right at his head, but nothing's counting.
You're missing, bro.
Bullshit.
All that World Series talk.
Maybe instead of watching it, you should actually fucking played ball.
Woo!
Oh,
I found a cabin in the woods.
Nice.
No, dog, I've seen that movie.
something tells me you should not go in there, Panther.
Oh, I'm in here. I'm in here.
It was nice knowing you, buddy.
Found a leather
it.
backpack. I already have
$100
one.
bill.
How you
yeah.
finding,
Find some
finding
aspirin.
all the backpacks?
Found an aspirin.
Gladys, you need a cigarette? I found a pack of smokes.
No.
Oh, yo, it's a cemetery. Cool.
I mean, this great big giant fucking mushroom pup thing again. I should eat it.
Man,
Look
man,
at-
I was drunk and I still was able to dome school. That's great.
So what do you make with cigarettes then? What the heck?
Hey, an onion.
All right, school. I got some aspirin for your headache.
Ooh.
For Baker kicking your ass. That's a nice little cabin, man. I'd like to live here.
So can you not smoke the entire pack of cigarettes at once?
Can you get
I don't
dinner?
know.
Can you get fucking?
Shit,
Can you get good internet out here in the woods?
probably
I
not.
want this mushroom. I wonder if I'll be tripping balls off this one.
Well, it depends on what it is. You
Yeah,
might.
who cares? I'm just eating it. I
Is it the red
don't
one or the white
give
one?
a fuck. It was a kind of yellow and white one.
Oh, it's my dead body. Ooh, rags. Patch wounds.
You hit him.
I killed him again.
I have a 40-second penalty. What kind of bullshit?
Oh, man. Hey, did you guys know you can stop eating stuff?
Yeah.
And,
Click on the...
Oh, waste bag. That's handy. Yeah, bro.
I'm killing the shit out of these
Hey,
things.
Baker, come here.
And
Huh?
I need to take a
No. Oh, you're glitching out.
I threw it into the ground.
Weird. If I don't see you, then you disappear. Like if you're not in my line of sight, you
What?
completely disappear.
Because you're not partied up.
What do you mean? In other words, if you go in...
Hey, come over here like I just did.
Yeah, I just...
Oh, you're doing it through the doorway. Yeah.
Where you at? Oh yeah, there's that section where I don't see you.
Yeah, if I'm not in
Weird.
your line of sight. All right, let's party up. Let's do this. No, that's not it. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to. How do I accept?
Tab and then click
Hit
accept.
tab.
Okay.
All right, big loot, big loot. Come
Watch this when I
on.
throw the pitchfork at the ground.
Yeah. They even makes a mark in there.
Yeah, it glides across the ground, sparks.
Yeah.
Can I
that's
stick
pretty
it in the
sweet.
side of the house?
Try throwing it.
Can you do like lay a rake on the ground and do the animation where you jump on it and it clonks you in the head?
That'd be fun.
It's
Hilarious.
All these are stone houses. None of these are wooden. Well, the
Try,
door's
try a tree.
the door is wood. Let's try the door.
Okay.
Bah. Yep.
Yeah.
Holy shit! It went through the door.
Damn.
Yep.
Make it through
It,
here.
holy shit! Hopped through the window. Look at it.
Oh God.
And I
That's how
could-
you announce that you're at someplace, man.
Surprise, motherfuckers!
Shit.
I'll see if I can one-hit kill you, Baker. One the video with a one-hit kill.
Probably
Well, I'm
5
only at
minutes.
78, so you might be able to.
Alright, you
Oh,
stay
we're
right
gonna
there.
leave the supply drop.
Can you catch? Oh! Oh, dude! I'll turn my
Oh,
head
it's
off.
in my mouth.
Oh my god! Ah, damn!
Oh man.
I turned the
Alright.
HUD off now too. I'm just looking at your damn body with the fucking pitchfork in its mouth. God damn! That was beautiful.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Here at Beyond the Controller, we are now playing SCUM, or we have just played SCUM, and we've got 2 guests joining us this episode. One of them typing furiously on his keyboard right now, like an asshole.
So hard to find good help.
It sure is. So, Fatty actually started the gaming session of the week with us and dropped out. Said his internet totally shit on him. So it's 4 of us here. Myself, Cryptic Panther, doing work, who collaborates with us pretty frequently, and actually his son doing school. So the 4 of us played for a little over an hour and managed to meet up right there towards the end. But playing SCUM is at first a pretty lonely experience, pretty grueling, and depending on where you spawn, if you're trying to play with somebody, because it's completely random, it's a little difficult to survive long enough and gear up so you can link up with somebody.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's a bit rough. I almost would rather it like, we have to meet each other in game currently and be face to face in order to kind of like squad up or ally with somebody. And it would be a lot easier if you could just join the same server with a friend and spawn next to somebody right now. I think that would be a real big improvement.
Yeah. Even if it costs fame points, 15, 20, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Spawn on, friend, squad.
Yeah, and even if it starts you negative, like that's fine, because it accrues over time anyways.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I wish they do is, in other words, if I'm like, okay, let's create characters, I launch into the world. Once your character's created, then I can send you an invite, and you can join through that invite, and you'd spawn within, within like a couple hundred yards or something of me, or even as long as you spawn into the same damn sector would be nice. But yeah, I mean, we spawned, and we were all, there were 5 of us spawned in, because like I said, you said Fatty was with us, and we were all over the fucking map. Like, there was only, 2 of us that were even remotely close, so yeah, and I mean, yeah, we can't sit there and record for 2 or 3 hours trying to get linked up and get geared up. It's kind of a hard game to start out and show all what it'll do. So I mean, a lot of that footage is just going to be us running through the woods, running down the road, basically, just kind of fucking and farting around. But the game of the year, man. I'm loving this game.
And the thing is, though, is that this game of the week footage that we have isn't really going to encapsulate what this game can do, as you said.
No.
So we've played many hours of this, both solo and multiplayer now. Myself, Panther, and doing work, we all have a number of different characters where we're playing together, solo with other.
And school too.
School 2 has been playing.
How many hours do you guys have in this? Curiosity.
I'm just under 20. I probably now have the least amount of all of you.
I got 19.
I'm at 15.
Yeah, 32 hours.
Panther's got a part-time job invested.
Yeah.
Nice. It's a lot of fun though. I mean, it's very easy to get lost in this game, and before you know it, it's been 3 or 4 hours, or
Yeah.
7 or 8 if it's a Saturday.
Yeah. Now, survival is at first the main aspect of this game, and as I was talking to Panther about a few days ago, actually, the survival aspect is being ramped up slowly over time because right now it's still an early access game. So when I first started playing, before everybody else had got this game and we had started trying to play together and everything, it was even earlier in access, and you could actually eat puppet meat. You could chop them up and just eat it. There's no adverse effects to your character at all. So it actually was pretty easy to survive because puppets are getting, I think, rarer even now. For me, I only ran into 2 in the hour that we were playing, I think.
Well, puppets?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I probably saw 20.
I didn't
And
see a
fought
single one.
5 or 6.
I didn't see a single puppet, and
Jeez.
I had to kill an animal, and to get. And worst thing is, I had no storage because you have to find clothes or backpacks, etc., to carry gear, so you can carry either more weapons, more food, more supplies. So when you start out, you have 3 pockets. And I get an injury because the animal I had hit with 2 spears and I had to punch it to death. It hit me once, so I had an injury. I had to use I had to cut my shirt up, so I had a bandage, like a rag to heal myself. So I was running around with and until I found something, enough gear to make something. And that's another thing. This game, the crafting in this game, there is a lot of shit you can build.
Yes.
Like, I mean, not even just not real world stuff. Like, I mean, not like structures like you can't build a house or
not yet.
No, but you can build like a shelter. You can build like a lookout tower. But you can build like supply chests to leave in the world. You can you can manufacture your own bullets.
Yes, which I've done in my single player mode.
Yeah, I've made some bullets as well in mine. You make arrows for if you have a bow, you can make arrows. You can actually make a bow as well. Like this, the crafting in this game is nuts. The metabolism system is another fucking thing. It's just unbelievable.
It is, and some games have metabolism systems like this that simulate real life, but a lot of them don't show you as much information as this game does. And yeah, it's the entire screen filled up with the vitamins and minerals and all that. It's really, really deep in what it can show you and how it simulates that. So if you're deficient in certain vitamins like that is a bad thing, and will affect like your stamina or your energy. So you can't just load up on random food and have it be good for you. It's got to actually be like good food. They've got a ton of different varieties of vitamins or like antibiotics that you can find, like in the form of just pills. So there's a big focus on the nutrition system and all that can do for you. So it really it's very impressive.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot to it. It's in the fact that you can make your you have to actually use the bathroom in the game. If you don't, if you need to take a dump and you're like ready to fight a fucking puppet or run from a mech or another player, if you're just in multiplayer, your dude will just stop and take a shit.
It's not even just a novelty of like being able to do it. It's your character will fill up from food. You can see how it processes by like how full your intestines are, even how full your bladder is, and it'll affect you because even in this playthrough, you'll see School and I meet up and we start going at it like schoolyard brawlers, and I had to stop to take a shit midway through the fight.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And the fact that you can eat too much and actually you get sick, like they've taken this. I mean, I've never played a survival game. I don't play a lot of them. I shouldn't say, but I mean, I haven't played a game like this. I don't think ever. I mean, we've played The Forest, Baker and I, and I mean, there's some survival to that. You need the food, you need water, but I mean, this is to the next level. The game definitely, it definitely needs a mature rating on it. It's it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And the fact that it's only still early access, and the fact that there's hopefully another big update coming soon, this game just keeps impressing me, and I'm loving it. It's my favorite game right now.
Yep. And they've got no currently working vehicles, but that is in one of the updates that they're looking to do soon.
Right.
So some early renditions of vehicles for sure. They did talk about building fortifications, claiming houses, barring up the windows and everything. I do really, really want to see, and I'm really looking forward to actually building like a house, like a cabin. You got to think that they're going to add some type of farming system as well, to where like you can get seeds from, say, you know, blueberries, or you can plant corn or whatever. Because that's going to add a whole nother aspect to it as well, because with survival and food being such a focus and so important, you have to think that somebody is going to try to build a farm and then, plant their stakes down. And this is where they're going to be. They're going to get raided, right? Definitely. So they're going to have to now defend. Oh, yeah. So it's going to create this whole just awesome. And the game that comes to mind that I can think of that is somewhat similar would be Rust. Yeah. You can do a lot of those things in Rust, but I haven't personally played that. I know a bit about it. So it strikes that to me in my mind as being very similar. But yeah, man, this game right now is just wild, and I'm so happy that you guys are getting into it as well, because playing it solo was a really cool experience. But watching it slowly grow, and then having you guys figure things out that I hadn't even figured out yet, or like hearing the stories of what happens in your guys' playthroughs too, are just fantastic. So let's talk a bit about some of the big things that are normally reviewed with games. So like graphics right now, I think they're pretty great. They're not groundbreaking, but with everything that's going on, like the draw distance is pretty big. I like that they show things extremely far away, and it's kind of blurred, like to how the eye would see. I like that it's not just perfect all the way out there. Sounds, I think, are pretty good. The UI is a little wonky, and it's hard to understand at first.
Yeah, I'll agree on all that, especially with the UI, just getting used to the menu system.
Yeah.
But now that I've played, like I said, I got 32 hours in this. I've some multiplayer, and I am playing a single player as well. So yeah, I mean, I've experienced both of it, and yeah, I mean, my rig's not like the beast of the east, but it plays at like an ultra, I think. And this, like being early access, it's not 100% optimized, but yeah, the graphics are good. Like you get the odd little kind of we call it a lag spike. I even get them in single player, but I'm wondering if it's like doing work we were playing the other day. You mentioned you thought it might have been a zone loading or something.
That's what I was thinking.
Like if the game's chunked in zones, so like the stuff is not fully rendered till you're in so far, and that's just being unoptimized. But like I mean, it runs really well. I like the graphics. I mean, some of the light coming through the trees, you get the fog and stuff, and the rain. Yeah, it's I'm loving it. Like I said, there's not a lot I don't like about it.
If you could see a thunderstorm rolling in, that's very impressive.
Yeah, they're cool.
We're playing the other night. We were running through. Yeah, we were running through the road, and it was like flashing. It was so bright, it was blinding. Like it was next level. It was like this thing is just off the hook. It's going nuts.
Yeah, that was cool. And, remember when we saw I think it was the sunset coming through the trees?
Yeah.
That was really cool. I mean, I've got not an ultra high end rig, but it's not a clunker, and it'll run, I'm running at 1080p, between 60 and 80, depending on what's going on frames per second. So, I mean, there's definitely a lot going on.
At times,
in the world, but it looks really nice.
So it's almost the same experience in single player as it is in multiplayer right now, with the exception of players being able to build not fortifications, but little shelters, and you guys can build chests. So for storage, you can kind of build a miniature base or some area where you can plan to hang out and store some supplies. Work, you and I played with each other for the first time, and for my first time ever in a multiplayer match, I found other people's stuff, and we actually were extremely lucky to where I found 3 different players' stashes.
Yeah, that was crazy. and I have yet to have that happen again. And I don't think Chris, you haven't found anything either, right?
No, I found another player, just completely random. Works like putting
Oh,
his monitor
yeah.
together, and I'm sitting in a sniper tower, and this dude comes up and starts like chopping up a zombie. So I look over and dome him with the SVD, then take his loot.
As far as I know, Chris is the only person to, and he encountered 2 randoms. Because the
Oh,
one
and I
the
found
other day,
the other guy
like,
outside the base who
yeah,
does
he was giving him guns. And one guy was cool.
Wow.
The only person that I come across was the guy hiding in the police station. I opened the door and I'm kitted out in my multiplayer. I got the big fucking bear head on. I got the big backpack. I had like a shotgun and everything else. But I had my kit was full and I was looking for a saw so we could make boxes because you need a saw or an axe to chop up trees. So I had the saw in my hand because I had to carry. I had no inventory slots left. So I'm like searching the police station. I open the door and he's standing in the corner. He starts shooting at me. Scared the shit out of me. I took off running upstairs, dropped my saw, pulled my shotgun, and I was crouched in first person at the top of the stairs thinking, he comes upstairs, he's eating every one of these fucking rounds because I'm not firing until I know he's dead. He took off. He booked it. As soon as he shot at me, he ran out the other door and he never looked back.
You probably scared the hell out of him too.
Fuck, he
Yeah,
knew I
right.
was there though, because he was posted up in the room. Like he knew I was coming. I didn't know he was there. So then I was pressing like it's B to like perimeter chat, but he was too far away. So I just started text typing. I'm like, I'm not looking to gunfight anybody. Like So anyways, he said likes bear hat, and then like I like just walking downstairs like preparing to kill anything that moved, and he was gone. So. Yeah, then I fucked off into the woods, and it was the end of my night. I was saving my game anyway, so I just fucked off and quit. But yeah, scared the shit out of me. The only other thing that we found was that town full of fucking severed heads on spikes.
That was weird as shit.
The guy had a chest, and it was full of puppet heads. And then the streets were lined with like severed heads of puppets and a boar, and yeah, it's like that is some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
So that was pretty
wild,
cool,
man.
So yeah, stuff stays persistent in the world, and like if you leave gear behind, someone can find it and steal it. So you got to make sure you hide it.
Yep.
It's yeah.
In my single player, I managed to. You can cut off the ears and cut out the teeth from puppet heads.
Yeah.
And player heads. So I made a necklace with a string of ears.
Nice.
I thought. But yeah, so there's a ton of depth to the game. There's even now in extreme early access, there's a lot of things you can do, but really just it's the potential right now of everything else that they still have to add that's super exciting. So it's a bit of a slog to very first begin the game.
Yeah.
And there's not really any question about that. It's a little hard to start, to understand, and definitely to figure out the crafting system and the metabolism and everything.
At least with the crafting menu, once you learn what that is, you can click on stuff and it tells you what you need.
Yes.
And then you can click on those items and it can tell you kind of how to get them. So
and alternatives too.
It's confusing when you first look at it because there's so much. But it not that it dumbs it down, but it kind of walks you through a little bit. Like if you take your time and look at it. And I mean, what I'm going to recommend anyone that's going to pick this up and play it, there's probably some like beginner tutorial videos on YouTube. I'd recommend looking one up, especially if you're going to jump in multiplayer. My recommendation would be to jump into single player because at least in single player you don't have to worry about other players. I mean, you can once you build a box, you can put it in the middle of a goddamn road. No one's going to steal it. You don't have to hide your gear. You don't have to worry about, another player shooting you and taking your stuff, etc. So, and you can pause the game. Like in multiplayer, you can't pause the game because you're in the multiplayer world. So if you're playing single player, you can pause it. You can Google shit. A lot easier to learn stuff in the game. So I recommend starting in single player. Unless you have someone you're going to team up with, and that way they can help you walk you through the game. Because there's a good chunk at the start of the game that's like, well, how do I do this and how do I do that? And yeah, there's beginner guides out there, and like I said, single player be the best place to start. I think
this is a game that could definitely stand to have a very small built-in tutorial at the beginning, like welcome to the world of SCUM. Press F to search for. I mean, even if it helps you craft a knife, one wooden spear, and it starts you with like an apple. Says here's how you eat. Make sure you eat regularly,
Yeah.
and then let you go. Just less than 10 minutes. Very short.
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt. That'd be a good idea.
I mean, at least kind of get you familiar with the crafting system. Stuff
Yeah,
like
I
that.
agree.
mean,
I think there should be something as well noting some of the lore behind it because we know that we're prisoners. But what a lot of people first starting the game, if you don't look up the information, then you've got no idea. But there's this whole thing that we're on this game show, I guess. And so there's these basically like camera drones that will occasionally come and find you and just kind of scout out what you're doing. And that's the camera for the game show.
yeah.
So, I mean, I want to know more about that. I'd like them to talk about it in some fashion, or maybe you can find some information, you know, like breaking into a military base. Maybe that's where like a camera crew was posted up, you know, or something like that. To where it makes a little sense of what's going on. That's kind of what I would like to see as well. I'd like to see more in that area.
Yeah, I'm
that would be
hoping.
cool.
I'm hoping there's rumors that they're going to be adding like even quest givers and everything else to this game. There's
Oh,
a lot.
wow.
There's a lot of talk and rumors, which I don't know if this is, this is information's coming from like a dev talk or they're putting out what their goals are. Like I try to stay away because I don't want a lot of stuff. Like I don't want it all spoon fed to me. I kind of like learning stuff, and I mean, if I get stuck, I really can't figure something out. That's when I head to either Reddit or Google. But I've been like, going look at the crafting menu, try to learn a little bit about it, a little bit more as I play it. So I mean, I'm reading the updates that are coming and stuff like that, and that's what got me on Reddit. And people are saying that is there going to be an end game to this? Is there going to be like, at least in single player, are they looking to add anything? And they're talking about a bunch of different stuff. So like I said, I don't know if it's like these actual developer ideas or just people like having big grand gesture wishes, but yeah, like the developers seem like they're invested. I mean, they've been working in this game for a while, and it finally come out in early access, and it sold quite a few copies like right off the bat. So yeah, I mean they're as far as I know, they're deeply dedicated, and Devolver Digital is a publisher, so they seem to be behind a lot of the teams that they work with. So hopefully,
I didn't know this was Devolver.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I wonder if they'll do something crazy at E3 next year
I'm hoping
related to it.
Well, they're going to be at the kind of funny showcase this weekend coming on the 8th. So
Yeah, that'll be
there's
cool.
something there too. You never know. Maybe they'll do something. I hope they do something crazy for this game at Christmas. Like I know there's a sand outfit, but I'd like to see them add something a little bit different, like right around Christmas, maybe the next patch or something. Throw something.
2 foot of snow, everyone fucking freezes to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to SCUM. It's now negative 14 degrees outside. Good luck.
Well, I'm looking at Steam charts for Scum right now, and the player count is actually a lot lower than I thought it would be. So this is a little disappointing. But for the last 30 days, the peak players has been 4,693.
Not bad.
Wow.
Well, that's not good.
No, but I mean there hasn't been any big updates in a little while either. Like the last update we got wasn't really a big one. It was more just stability stuff and some changes. So big updates will draw people back to it.
Well, it opened in early access in September, and the peak players was at 68,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big drop off. So from September to October, it went from 68,000 down to 10,000.
Shit.
In November, down to 6. And for the last 30 days, it's peaked at 4,693.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah. So it's dropped off quite a bit.
Wow, I didn't think the numbers were that low.
Yeah, I didn't either. Average players for the last 30 days is 2,226.
Okay. Well, there's been some big game releases recently too, so that'll pull people away. I mean, you can't this isn't a game you jump in and spend 5 minutes, 20 minutes. It's a longer game. So sometimes they do take big drop offs, but well, hopefully people will keep playing it because I want the developers to keep supporting it because I'm loving it. So
yeah,
sure.
Same here.
So it's a recommend from me.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Strong recommend. I mean, I recommended it to you guys.
I mean, if you like survival games, I mean, if you like the hardcore
Yeah,
style survival game,
crafting,
yeah,
multiplayer.
if that's your thing,
if
then
you like us and you want to play with us, this is what we're playing. So
yeah,
yeah,
there you go.
there's that. One of
All
us
right.
will probably pee on you. Just saying.
Yeah, Panther threw a pitchfork through my face, shit in my mouth, pissed on my corpse, and then boo-boo explosive diarrhea all over my head as well.
Did he at least ask permission first?
Nope.
No.
Wow, the disrespect.
He said, "Hey Baker, can you catch?" And that was the last thing that I said.
That always could have took a turn for the worse.
But I'm not gonna show that in the video. I'm just gonna end it with that nice clean shot through your mouth with the pitchfork.
Wow.
All right, well, that's going to do it. Thanks, guys, so much for joining us, and hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the talk, and we'll see you guys next time on the Game of the Week. Take care.